Hello and welcome to Phyre's LEGO Reviews. Today we are going to be looking at set number 40564, the Winter Elves Scene. This was the first of two gift with purchase Christmas sets for 2022, available from lego.com and in LEGO stores with purchases over a certain dollar amount. This one was released in November. If you do want to pay for it now, aftermarket prices, it's going for about 20 to 30 bucks. Something worth noting is that this set is kind of coming full circle for me in this channel, because the first set that I filmed a review of for this channel was the Santa's Front Yard set from last year, Christmas 2021. It was the first of these kind of diorama scenes that LEGO has since continued to release for the Christmas gift with purchases. So if you want to take a look at that original review and see kind of how things have come and how I've hopefully improved since that first review, you can take a look at that. So I've already opened it up, but before we look at the contents, I forgot to show you all the details of the box. So we'll talk about the front just a little bit. So obviously the scene is displayed in all its glory there with a nice winter background. It says limited edition on the top, just like all the Christmas promos have had, really for the last 10 years or so, I want to say. They've all kind of featured that ribbon design there. And then the back of the box features the scene in a different layout, a close-up on the elf and what looks like a play feature that you can spin him around on the ice pond. And then, just more winter scene in the background. The top of the box just features some kind of legal information there on the left, as well as an actual size depiction of the squirrel that is in the set, which I am very excited about. I know this piece was released, I believe, this year, 2022, in a lot of city sets, but I don't have any city sets, so this will be my first Lego squirrel. Nothing too interesting on the bottom of the box, pretty much just a plain background with some more legal stuff. Same basic idea on this side of the box. And then this end of the box features that limited edition logo again, with the elves, a sled, and the squirrel displayed again. And now looking at the contents, we've got two numbered bags, or two sets of numbered bags, which is pretty much what I was expecting. I believe it was the same with last year's Santa's Front Yard set. There was two sections to build. And then we've got the instruction manual here, with kind of this plain design on the front. I'm not a huge fan of that. They started doing those kind of renders this year, 2022. But we do have basically a copy of the box art on the back side of the instructions, so that's kind of interesting that they would throw that on the back instead of the front of the manual. And then looking inside, obviously we've got what our two separate bags build. Looking at the back, we've got our typical parts list and an ad showing the second set that is going to be the Christmas promo for 2022. This one being released in December, and how it kind of combines and is paired nicely with this first one. Here is our progress after the first set of bags. So you can see the snowy, icy base is built here. We've got this kind of gear system that will spin. The elf can be placed on the pond. And speaking of the elf, I usually talk about the minifigure first. So this is our first minifigure of the set. There are two in the set. So this one, of course, is an elf with bright red legs, a green elf torso. He's got a red scarf and a red hat with the pointy elf ears molded into the piece. He's also got a very smiling, happy face, and ice skates here. One of the ice skates can be replaced with this silver piece here so that he can be attached to the spinning piece on the set here where this exposed stud. And then, yeah, so the build itself is really nice. A lot of nice texture with the snow and ice. You can see kind of a icy river flowing here behind where the little skating rink area is. But yeah, lots of neat textures, lots of different pieces used, a lot of cheese slopes, 1x1 round studs, 1x1 flat pieces, and just, a lot of great texture here. Alright, after the second set of bags, the set is now complete. So the second set of bags comes with our second minifigure of the set. We've got another elf. This one it's kind of the reverse of the pattern on the first elf. So it looks like a female elf with the kind of eyelashes here on the face print. So she's got green legs with a red torso that I don't believe we've seen before. I think the green one that this elf is using has been seen before in other sets, but I'm not familiar with the red one. And then she's got a green hat with the pointed elf ears, freckles on her face print. Look at the back of the torso here. She's carrying a snowball, and then there's also a small build of a sled with more snowballs on it. Both of these can be placed on the model itself with these exposed studs here. So the sled can be placed right here, and the elf can be placed behind it here with the snowball in hand. So the main part of the build is this backdrop here with these snow-covered mountains. I really like how the snow looks, especially with these kind of tooth pieces that are being used to kind of create kind of the ice on the mountain and give it a little bit of texture beyond like the two-dimensional look. We've also got these two pine trees in the back here in front of the mountains, and I just really like how that whole scene looks. I love the detail of the mountains and the texture, and it just looks really fantastic. And then we've got two 3D tree builds. So the taller one here, they're basically made in similar ways with a lot of cheese slopes creating the snow and green of the trees. Same thing here, just a smaller tree, but it is very effective, and I believe it's a similar construction as the Santa's Front Yard set used for the Christmas tree or trees in it last year. So that's nice. And then we've also got this string of Christmas lights, multicolored, that goes from the top of this tree to the top of the other tree and kind of loops around a little bit. You can kind of change a little bit how you want them oriented, but that's basically how it goes. And then we can see we've got a Lego squirrel here. Again, I believe this is the first year that Lego has introduced this squirrel piece. It appeared in a lot of city sets and multiple colors, but this is my first, the first time I'm getting one, so it's really neat to see. Really love the detail. It's super cute. Love the tail and everything, and the print on the eyes. It just looks fantastic. And then this right here, I believe, is probably meant to represent an acorn. It's built right when you put the squirrel on next to it, so that's really nice. And then just to show you the feature of the skating rink pond area with this elf, so you can see I replaced one of the skates with the silver stud piece so he can be attached to the pond, and then you just spin this gear and the elf can spin around. It doesn't really move that fast, but it gets the job done effectively and is a nice little play feature to have in what would otherwise be pretty much purely a display set. If you've watched my reviews before, you know that I time my build, so this one took me just under 45 minutes. That averages out to about 6.8 seconds per piece, which is quite a bit below my overall average of 8.4 seconds per piece. So it was a relatively quick build. There are a lot of small pieces with all the cheese slopes and the 1x1 studs, but they go together pretty quickly. Nothing is really too complicated as far as the build goes, but it is a lot of fun just seeing all the the texture of the base come together and the kind of two-dimensional background with those mountains. It's really nice to see all of that come together. So it is a pretty fun build. I love the fact that we have two elves in this set. Last year with the Santa's Front Yard set, we only had one, so it's nice to have two, and they're also different. They have different patterns on their torso, different colored legs, different colored hats. Again, kind of a reverse of each other. So it's really nice to have those two kind of different elves to kind of add to your elf population if you have one. And I love the fact they included one of these squirrels here. Overall, it's just a really nice set. I would say this is much better than last year's set. Last year's set had some stickers in the back, which I didn't really like. This has no stickers. This is completely brick built. There aren't any printed pieces either, but there didn't need to be. Everything is completely brick built with no stickers and all the details. So it's really looks fantastic. You know, everything that they put into the set is portrayed effectively and really looks, you know, really nice. I would give this set a 9 out of 10. It's really good. I love it. Again, like I said, a lot better than last year's set. I'm excited to see what this looks like next to last year's set, as well as the second exclusive set that came out this year that kind of is meant to be paired with this. Obviously, they're all kind of these diorama scenes. So all three of them can be placed next to each other, I'm sure, and make a neat little Christmas display with these exclusive scenes. If you have any questions about this set or about the review itself, any comments, please leave a comment below and let me know. If you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to this channel to see more content. I will be doing more LEGO reviews in the future. Every set that I get, I plan to do a review of. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.